All right, I want to go to this first story here. This deals with Bruce's Beach. We've been talking about this story for dealing with Bruce's Beach for about a year and a half or so, and we'll go to clip number one here in just a minute, Jalen. We were going to talk about it on Roland Martin Unfiltered on Friday, but we ran out of time. CBS News has this story. CBS News has this article: Los Angeles County turns seized beachfront property to Black families' heirs. Los Angeles County returns seized beachfront property to Black families' heirs. And this is from July 20th, 2022. So the Los Angeles County officials on Wednesday, this was this past Wednesday, July 20th, presented the deed to prime California oceanfront property to the heirs of a Black couple who built a beach resort for African Americans. They built a beach resort for African Americans, but they were harassed by the Ku Klux Klan and other white supremacists. And finally, they were stripped of the land nearly a century ago. They were stripped of the land in wasn't 1912. They purchased the land in 1912. They were stripped of the land in 1920s. Okay, I think it's right around 1924. So when they were stripped of the land. All right, now let's see. Let me go back to this here. Okay, so the event marked the final step in a complex effort to address the long ago wrong suffered by Charles and Willa Bruce. Charles Bruce, who are entrepreneurs whose resort on the shore of the now upscale city of Manhattan Beach was known as Bruce's Beach. Bruce's Beach. Now, against the backdrop of waves washing onto the sunny Manhattan Beach shoreline, County Registrar Recorder Dean Logan, handed a certified copy of the land transfer to Anthony Bruce. Now, Anthony Bruce is a great-great-grandson of the Bruce family. State Senator Stephen Bradford, who authored a state bill that was necessary to enable the county to transfer the land to the heirs, said it will not reverse the injustice. It will not reverse the injustice. He's correct, but you needed politics and politicians to draft a bill to be able to give the land back to this African-American family. Because politics is the legal distribution of scarce wealth, power, and resources, and it impacts every aspect of our lives. So those who think we don't need to deal with politics, we just need to do economic empowerment and build 5-story buildings and do like the Asians do, well, they engaged in economic empowerment and their land was taken by law by politicians. But it represents a bold step in the right direction, Representative Stephen Bradford said. I'm sorry, State Senator Stephen Bradford, who authored the state bill that allowed this land transfer to take place. But it represents a bold step in the right direction. It represents a template for other states to follow. I want to go to this clip here because break. I want to go to clip number one. Jalen, this is from NBC News. And this deals with the land being given back. This is from NBC News, Wednesday, July 20th, 2022. Let's go to this clip, please.
Now public land. 100 years ago, Manhattan Beach was barely developed. But on this small sliver of sand was a kind of paradise. For in rigidly segregated Los Angeles, Black Californians were welcome on what was called Bruce's Beach.
There was 2 beaches in our area, this one and Santa Monica, Inkwell Beach.
Janice Hahn is a Los Angeles County supervisor.
African Americans were not even allowed to swim at the beach.
Here was lodging, a cafe, and a dance hall built by Charles and Willa Bruce. I own this land, and I'm going to keep it, Willa Bruce told the Los Angeles Times in 1912. Hated by their neighbors, harassed by the Ku Klux Klan, the Bruces refused to budge. So the local town council condemned the property through public domain, claiming it was needed for a park. The land sat vacant for decades.
I think anyone knows how hard it is to become dispossessed that in itself is a grave puncture.
Derek Bruce is a great-grandson of Charles and Willa Bruce.
And so that's what our family has gone through, is a grave wounding.
Returning the property to the Bruce family became a rallying cry 2 summers ago as the nation reckoned with racism. Today, that act of reparation became official.
To rectify this historic injustice that was done to the Bruce family,
the Bruce descendants will lease the land back to the county for now. The county has offered to buy it back from them for $20 million.
Does this feel like justice to you? In a way it does. In a way it does feel like justice.
But Derek Bruce says the emphasis should not be on celebration, but on reconciliation.
And we have to understand that there is a path forward to human beings treating each other with respect and dignity.
Harry Smith, NBC News, Los Angeles.
All right. So great reporting from Harry Smith for NBC News. Okay, I want to go back to this article here quickly from CBS News. Los Angeles County returns seized beachfront property to Black families' heirs. So if we go back to this here, and coming up on the break, calling numbers 313-778-7600, 313-778-7600 is the call-in number if you have a quick question or comment. Now, the land was purchased by the Bruce family in 1912. They suffered racist harassment from white neighbors, and in the 1920s, the Manhattan Beach City Council condemned the property and took the land through eminent domain. They condemned the property and took the land through eminent domain. So that's dealing with law. That's dealing with policies. Okay. Politics is the legal distribution of scarce wealth, power, and resources, and the writing of laws, statutes, ordinances, amendments, and treaties, their adoption, interpretation, and enforcement. Even billionaires need politicians to write laws that are favorable to them. This is why you had billionaires who wanted Trump and Republicans to pass the $1.4 trillion tax cut that benefited the Republicans' billionaire donors. That deals with politics and law. Now, the city ever did nothing with the property, and it was transferred to the state of California in 1948. We'll continue this on the other side of the break. You listen to the African History Network show right here on 910 AM, the Superstation of Future Radio. I'm your host, Brother Michael Imhotep. We'll be back in a few minutes.
The work that I do is larger than the fashion industry. It's larger than the art world. And I believe that I was born to bring newness into this world. I'm Kyama Mcintyre. I'm 24 years old and I'm an artist. I create everything from paintings to jewelry design, metaphysical jewelry to be specific, and fashion design. The only reason why my prom dress went viral is because people needed it. Within a few days of going viral, Notori Naughton reached out to me and she's like, I saw your dress, can you make me a dress? I was equally as shocked to be asked by a celebrity to design their dress at the age of 17. That's just one person, and the list just continues to go on to Janet Jackson, to Tyra Banks. It really hits home. That means that the discussion is happening on the grounds in real time.
Welcome back to the African History Network show right here on 910 AM Superstation of Future Radio. I'm your host, Brother Michael Imhotep. It's Sunday, July 24th, 2022. Calling numbers 313-778-7600. 313-778-7600 is the calling number if you have a question or comment. Okay, I want to go back to this article here dealing with Bruce's beachfront property in the Manhattan Beach, city of Manhattan Beach in California, that was taken from this African-American family in 1924 through eminent domain. If we go back to this article from CBSnews.com, it talks about in 1995, the state of California transferred the property to Los Angeles County with restrictions against further transfers. Los Angeles County built its lifeguard training headquarters on this property, which also includes a small parking lot. Now, Janice Hahn, H-A-H-N, a member of the County Board of Supervisors, learned about the property's history and launched the complex process of returning the property to the heirs of the Bruce family after consulting county attorneys. So once again, you're dealing with politics and law, and you're dealing with those who have political power to actually make this happen. She said, quote, "They told me nothing like this had ever been done before. Nothing like this had ever been done before." Janice Hahn told the gathering, adding that such a move is now no longer unprecedented. Now, in addition, the state legislation in the state of California, in addition to the state legislation, the transfer required votes by the board, as well as a process of identifying who should get the land, as well as a process of identifying who should get the land. Now, the county, Los Angeles County, ultimately determined that Marcus and Derek Bruce, the great grandsons of Charles and Willa Bruce, are their legal heirs. So legal heirs, once again, you're dealing with law. The great grandsons formed a company to hold the property. When you form a company to hold the property, that's a legal process. You have to deal with law to legally form companies. The great grandsons formed a company to hold the property, and LA County announced an agreement for the property to be leased back to the county for 24 months. Okay, so a lease is a contract, which once again deals with law. They're going to lease, the county will lease it, the great grandsons will lease it back to the county for 24 months with an annual rent of $413,000 plus an operation and maintenance cost, and the county's right to purchase the land for up to $20 million. If they purchase it for up to $20 million, that's a real estate deal, which then is a legally binding contract that deals with law as well. Hopefully, when they got the land back, hopefully they don't have to pay property taxes on the land. They should not have to pay property taxes on for however many years the city and the state and the county has had control of this land. That's how many free years of property taxes the Bruce heirs should get on this land. They should not have to pay property taxes on this for like the next 70 years or something like that. 70 years, almost 100 years, what have you. All right. Now, there was also an article as well from CNN.com. And we were going to talk about this on Roland Martin Unfiltered Friday when I was on Friday, July 22nd, but we ran out of time. This is one of the topics that we were supposed to discuss. So CNN.com also has an article dealing with this. And we posted about this on our Facebook fan page, The African History Network, got over 1,000 likes as well. So be sure to follow us on our Facebook fan page, The African History Network, The African History Network. Turn on live notifications so you know when we go live. Also follow us on our YouTube channel, Michael Imhotep, IMHOTEP on YouTube. CNN has an interesting article on this topic. The rightful owners of Bruce's Beach finally get the official deed 98 years later. So they should have free property taxes for 98 years also. Okay. So here's a picture of the celebration. Now, in the article, it talks about, I want to go down to fifth paragraph from the bottom. Known as Bruce's Beach, the resort had offered black families. Let's see, go to this. Known as Bruce's Beach, the resort had offered black families a place to enjoy the California life and was a labor of love for the couple, Charles and Willa Bruce. They purchased the land in 1912 for $1,225 and built several facilities, including a cafe and changing rooms. But harassment from white neighbors and the Ku Klux Klan tore away their dreams. The final blow came in 1924 when the city took the property through eminent domain through eminent domain and paid the couple a fraction of what they asked for. They paid Charles and Willa Bruce a fraction of what they asked for. They basically stole the land. That's what it was. It was basically stealing the land. The city wanted the land for a park, but it sat there vacant for years before they actually built the park. So how urgent was it for you to have this park? I mean, the children you're going to build a park for were adults with children of their own by the time you built that park. The property, now estimated to be worth $20 million, was transferred to Los Angeles County in 1995. Now, there's one estimate that came from one of the family members. I think it was one of the family members, one estimate that put it at $75 million. But let's go with $20 million. Okay. We'll go with $20 million. This is generational wealth that was lost here, and generational wealth that is being reclaimed. Now, the houses directly next to the property have price tags of around $7 million each. Last year, Governor Gavin Newsom, who survived a recall election that was financed by Republicans, and they propped up a brain-damaged Negro, Larry Elder, Republican, to run against him. Last year, Governor Gavin Newsom, Democrat, and thankfully he survived that nonsensical recall election. Gavin Newsom signed legislation that would enable the county to return the beachfront property to their descendants, which again means that you had to have the right people in place politically to facilitate this. Okay, because you needed a governor. It wasn't just the state legislatures. It wasn't just the state legislators. You needed a governor to sign the bill into law to allow the transfer to take place. Imagine that. Nothing like this has ever happened before, Los Angeles County Supervisor Janice Hahn said on Wednesday. Okay, so read this article also from CNN.com as well. The rightful owners of Bruce's Beach finally get the official deed 98 years later. All right, because, you know, I hear a lot of these financial gurus or whatever they want to call themselves, and they think you can operate and deal with economic empowerment and not deal with politics. You're hallucinating. The real world doesn't even work like that. Politics is the legal distribution of scarce wealth pond resources and the writing of laws, statutes, ordinances, amendments, and treaties, their adoption, interpretation, and enforcement. Politics shapes your economy that your business operates within. Politics shapes the legal structure and the laws that your business has to navigate through and operate within. So they had the Bruce family had economic empowerment, but the white people said, we don't care about your economic empowerment. We still gonna take your land from you. And they used the law to take the land from them. And here we use the law to take the land back. All right, we're coming up on a break. Well, we got a couple minutes before the break. 313-778-7600 is the call-in number if you have a question or comment. Now, we have Keith Williams coming up at the bottom of the hour. We're going to go to Keith Williams when we come back from the break. He's going to tell us about Soul Day. Soul Day is coming up Saturday, July 30th. 2022. And Keith Williams also a former Wayne County commissioner, so he understands politics as well. Because there's a whole lot of people talking about politics and things like this don't understand it. We had a fantastic conference this weekend, the Liberated Minds Black Homeschooling Education Expo. Okay, we had a fantastic conference. Go to liberatedmindsexpo.com, liberatedmindsexpo.com. For more information, and some of the you're going to see some of those people. There were about 78 vendors, so we were a virtual vendor. Also, the African History Network. I did a presentation as well, and some of those businesses, black businesses that were represented there, you're going to see them on our Facebook fan page, the African History Network, and some of them I'm going to interview here on the African History Network show also. Be sure to visit our website, TheAHNShow.com. You can register for the online history classes. I teach on Saturdays and Sundays. They're on sale right now, $60, regularly $130. Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa. Understanding the Transatlantic slave trade, what they didn't teach you in school. And from the Civil War to the Civil Rights Movement and Black Power, 1865 to 1968. We do the sessions live. They're archived. They're recorded. You can go back and watch them anytime. Listen to the African History Network show. I'm Michael Imhotep. We'll be back in a few minutes. Hotep, everybody. Hey, this is Michael Imhotep, founder of the African History Network, host of the African History Network show. I'm a talk show host, researcher, lecturer, writer, and historian. And I want to give a special shout out to everybody who has attended the 11th annual Liberated Minds Black Homeschooling Education Expo. I just want to take a few minutes, and we had a great presentation that I did on Saturday. So I teach 2 online history classes. One on Saturday and one on Sunday. On Saturday, the class that I teach, normally 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is called Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. And this is normally a 10-week online class. We deal with thousands of years of history and what leads up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place. We can't start studying our history in slavery. Even when we study the transatlantic slave trade, which is important to study, we can't start in 1619 or in the 1440s with the Portuguese, when the Portuguese get involved in the transatlantic slave trade. We have to understand the history chronologically and deal with the 800-year occupation of Europe by the Africans known as the Moors, who entered into the Iberian Peninsula, today known as Spain and Portugal, from North Africa in 711 AD. When we discuss the transatlantic slave trade, we have to first understand that African people are the original people of North, Central, and South America and have been in the land we call the United States at least 51,700 years. Now, the second class I teach is on Sundays, normally 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called From the Civil War to the Civil Rights Movement and Black Power, 1865 to 1968. Now, these classes are normally $130. They're on sale right now, $60. We do the sessions live. All the sessions are archived and recorded, so you can go back and watch it anytime. So a year from now, 2 years from now, you can go back and watch the entire class. With both of these classes, I would say the content is PG-13, so you can use this with your children as well if you want to. Also, you can advertise with the African History Network. We have 3 new advertising packages. Our current promotion is buy 1 month to get 1 month free. We have 1 million followers at our Facebook fan page, the African History Network. And with our platinum package, we'll take out ads on our Facebook fan page for you as well to help maximize your advertising campaign. And we take your 30-second to 60-second commercial, we put into the rebroadcast of our shows, and also into the audio podcast of our shows as well. We only have 20 advertising slots because we have a finite amount of advertising space. Email us at TheAHNShow@TheAfricanHistoryNetwork.com, TheAHNShow@TheAfricanHistoryNetwork.com, or call us 313-462-0003. All right, right now it's corrects wrong behavior. It's not over till we win. Wakanda forever, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace. iRedify is a Black-owned digital platform that showcases Black and Brown cultures and people. The books on the platform are written by African-American authors, Afro-Caribbean authors, African authors, and so much more. Kids 14 and under can read ebooks, listen to audiobooks, and complete learning activities. Kids can even write in the books digitally. Get unlimited access to everything on the platform for only $8.99 a month at iRedify.com. Sign up for your membership today.
STEM Forward, helping our community find their place in the emerging fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Join us for our monthly live stream on our website, stemforwardedu.org. Watch, subscribe, share. Also join our mailing list to stay up to date with STEM resources and opportunities. STEM Forward, the future is now. Watch, subscribe, share.
The work that I do is larger than the fashion industry. It's larger than the art world. and I believe that I was born to bring newness into this world. I'm Kyama Mcintyre. I'm 24 years old and I'm an artist. I create everything from paintings to jewelry design, metaphysical jewelry to be specific, and fashion design. The only reason why my prom dress went viral is because people needed it. Within a few days of going viral, Notori Naughton reached out to me and she's like, I saw your dress, can you make me a dress? I was equally as shocked to be asked by a celebrity to design their dress at the age of 17. That's just one person, and the list just continues to go on, to Janet Jackson, to Tyra Banks. It really hits home. That means that the discussion is happening on the grounds in real time.